about to do our pod, but after that, should be good. Cool. All right. Okay. Cool. Sounds good. Yep. Talk to you. Bye.
Hey.
What's up, dude?
How y'all doing?
What is up, gangster? I'm not standing. Just objecting. Let's go.
You're all locked in, brother.
Oh man, this is exciting. First guest.
It's true.
First, you're the first
You
guest,
are.
bro.
Wow.
Usually it's just the
There we go.
Kelly, congratulations. Sometimes I feel like I've got too many pillows.
Watching me.
So, is that what needs to happen here? Need to be like right up in this thing?
This is the first time we've used these things, so I have no idea.
Yeah, new setup with new stands, new pop filters. So
We got a budget for the pod, apparently. We have enough viewers to get a budget. I said we got a budget for the pod. We got enough listeners for a budget finally.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to be staying kind of like this far away because I have gross breathing sounds all the time. So
Okay.
Gross. Kelly, you going backpacking? I mean,
I'm a pack mule.
there she goes.
Yeesh.
looks like you're gonna hit the Appalachian Trail or
Anybody else got
something.
any bags they need to be taken?
Call of the Wild.
I believe those boxes need to go.
Third graders do some Greek projects.
Greek?
Yeah, it's Greek. So like last year, it's really funny. So last year they did like Egypt,
Mhm.
and so this year they did Greek, and then next year they'll do some other
Yucatan Peninsula.
probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Patagonia. I didn't know that was I didn't really know that was a place.
I think it's a flower.
Patagonia?
Isn't it?
It's a place, bro.
What's the place?
Where is it?
Patagonia?
Yeah, Patagonia.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a real
Patagonia.
place until I watched
Patagonia,
Alone.
Massachusetts.
Oh, you should.
Where is it?
watch the,
I actually don't
Art of
either.
Flight.
Isn't it
The
like
Art of Flight?
It's
In-
the
in the
snowboarding
Arctic, man. It's like
video that Travis Rice
cold
did.
area?
I thought it was like what am I thinking of? I thought it was a flower. Like, oh, can
I
you go
think-
to the field to pick
Isn't
me some
there is a-
Patagonias?
Dude, that sounded so legit too. That was the best part of that.
There is a gonia flower. Of
Sure.
Something.
What?
gonia.
Why do you
Magnolia.
know this? Why do you know that there's a Gonia flower, Jason?
Yeah.
He's a florist.
Yeah, that's why.
In
In my spare time.
But are we recording?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Rocking.
Was it
and
just
Lisa has
rolling?
always learned to record always.
everything that makes us look very stupid. Yep.
Yeah, that's most of the videos that make it on like Instagram, that's
They had
probably-
the first 5 minutes of the podcast easy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we just sit down and like start talking and like we're just checking mics, just saying words.
I like it, man. I like what you guys have been putting out. Looks really good.
Thanks.
Well, good man.
It's fun.
It's these guys.
For real.
We just kind of sit on the couch and talk. And so
And eat chicken nuggets. You know.
If we got the Big Shebang crew back together for like a
Bro,
podcast,
come on.
the Big Shebang Crew.
yeah,
Isn't that just such a great name for...
Who came up with it?
I
Probably-
think it was Jesse's
Jesse's wife.
intern or something.
Really?
Yeah, he was here.
So is his wife the intern?
No.
No.
He's a guy.
Or is there something else?
Oh, gosh.
Well,
That's how
well,
rumors
I
get
know
started. I'm sorry, Jesse.
Jesse's wife used to work here, and
I
she's.
wish I had Jesse's girl.
I know.
I'm sure he gets that constantly.
All right, sorry.
Anyways, but she's one of the greatest graphic designers on the planet.
Really?
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
she killed it.
And what's crazy is she's colorblind.
What?
Yeah, and she's
Wow.
still leagues better than me.
That's awesome.
That was pretty sick.
That's pretty cool.
When she made the branding for the Big Shebang the second year, I was like, we need to do we need to start like numbering them. Like this next one needs to be like the Big Shebang 3, and then do like TBS 3 is the
TBS 3.
TBSB 3.
There's still students that are wearing that shirt.
Well, it's a sick
dude.
shirt.
Evan was wearing it
So-
yesterday.
I see it all around. I'm
Yeah.
like, what
Yeah.
the heck is the Big Shebang?
Oh, dude, it was
Yep.
insane. I could not. Luckily, I wasn't there. I could not imagine how tiring it was.
Yeah.
Just pulling an all-nighter, going to 3 different churches.
It was
with a bunch
great.
of screaming kids.
Was it an
better.
all-nighter, or was it just like a period of time in the evening?
It was like 9 hours.
Oh, my goodness.
I think it was 8 or 9 hours because we built in transportation. We went from First Baptist to Crossroads, and then from Crossroads to here, and bust them all.
And then here to Providence.
No, we didn't. We skipped Providence. We ended here. Remember we had YB.
Was that this?
It was.
I remember
it was
one
like
year.
the
One year ended at Providence, and Bob was like, "Please, I need you to come with me." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "I'm so tired."
Did you say YB? Like
YB, like
Yeah.
KB, but with a Y.
There's a rapper
Now known
That's
as
original.
808 BZ.
Yeah.
Is
not
it
that
really?
that's any
Yeah.
better, but
He is now known
I
as
guess I
808
would
BZ.
rather
Oh, well, I'll tell you what,
808
the show was fire.
Yeah.
What is?
Oh
It
my
was
gosh,
good.
that worship center has never been so bumping.
Really?
Really?
Oh,
How many people? How many people were at this?
enough.
It was. I think we had like 200 something.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
And
220.
it was still loud.
So I'll be honest.
Awesome.
It was insane.
All right.
Yeah, it was a
Bring it
good
back
time.
to Big Shebang.
You.
I don't know.
Not official.
Wasn't
official.
that was the thing where it was like he was like rapping and stuff, and then he said like something about the mic on the ones and the twos or something like that.
The sound guy Mike.
Yeah.
Remember, he's like, DJ Mike on the ones and twos. The
Yeah.
people have spoken.
I remember that.
That was his cue to start each song.
Mike Mills?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
He's like, I've made it.
That's sick.
His moment of glory.
What a good night that was.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
It was great.
All right. Well, let's jump into this. So, hey, episode
7.
7.
7.
Could you pick a better number to have our very first guest?
Favorite
I like
number,
7 a
actually.
lot. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Jason. I'm not pronouncing your last name. I'm not going to do it. I will let you do that.
You're gonna do it. We're gonna do this together though.
Okay.
Okay.
Help me out.
So you go first, Les,
Les.
and then no, we're not gonna do that.
Yes.
It's Lesh.
Lesh.
I blew it myself.
Lesh
Lesh
hits.
It's.
Lesh is.
Lesh. It's.
Lesh It's. So
Lesh
it's Lesch, but it's just a Lesh. Some think it's French. It's not. So it's not Le.
Leshy.
It's not it. So Leschitz.
Lesch-
Say it together. Leschitz.
Lesh.
Oh, there you go. See,
Lesh.
Randy?
All right.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Chris, you
We
got
All
it.
right.
I'm going to bleep that.
So we're excited to have you on the pod, man.
I'm excited to be here, bro.
Yeah. So starting out, kind of share with the listeners. I think there's 5 of them.
Nice.
One of them is Samantha Freeze.
Samantha Freeze,
Most of
Josh
them-
Freeze.
Most of the
Shout out.
listeners.
Number 1 fans.
So explain to us, kind of your background, where you come from, and then how long what you do, and how long you've been doing it.
Yeah. Born in Queens, moved when I
Shut
was
up.
like
Are
3
you
years
serious
old.
right now?
What?
That was
You're
fast.
actually born in Queens?
Born in Queens, baby.
Yes. All right.
Yep.
This is awesome. Go ahead.
Got
I'm
a
excited.
bunch of family,
I'm
big
gonna watch
Italian
this
family
episode.
up there, man. My grandparents had 8 kids, and she had a sister that had like 7 kids. And so there's like the Italian side, the Sicilian side. Mom was born in Italy. They moved when she was like 17 with her siblings and all to New York. So all had a bunch of kids up there. So I got a ton of cousins. It's a fantastic, beautiful thing. And then moved here. What?
That means we need to talk about food.
Food is good.
But later. I don't want to interrupt this yet.
Put a pin in it. We'll
Yeah.
put a pin in it.
So yeah, moved to Daytona, and grew up here. Family wanted to parents wanted to give us a little bit of a better life than what was up there. And I was lost though, came to know Christ at 17, Spiritual Creek High School, go Hawks. And the Lord just got a hold of my heart to serve others. Biggest turnaround, senior superlative of biggest turnaround my senior year. Because I was a punk, 1.7 GPA, graduated 3.4, baby.
Nice.
I went from being in the office all the time.
Doubled the
getting
GPA.
suspended. I did.
That's
How about that,
crazy.
man.
That's
Glory
crazy.
to God. That was nothing but the Lord, you know.
Come on.
But went in the office for poor choices to being an office aide and a peer counselor. So lots of cool stuff there. Graduated, felt the call to ministry, surrendered to that, thought it was mission work, but started interning for the student ministry, college ministry. And that was kind of the beginning of something that I had no idea what was going to take place. 20 21 years on staff at First Baptist Daytona Beach.
Come on.
Wow, come on.
And been in student ministry for 10.
Dude, that's amazing. What a cool story. How many times have you told that story? Because I feel like it was really polished.
I think I've shared it a few times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like that was like your life story in such a short time. I don't know that I could do that. I would be like off on a bunch of different rabbit trails.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome, dude.
Well, my mind is just a little background here on today. I told you I forgot about it. But partly because at like 4 a.m., my middle child came up and we like made a kind of a makeshift full-size bed on a twin-size frame. And part of the particle board came undone. So 4 a.m. I was up fixing a bed and I'm tired. So I'm surprised. Thank you for the compliment because I feel like this could be a really interesting podcast.
Dude, so wait a second. So in the middle of the night, this thing collapsed?
Yes.
And you said middle child?
Yeah.
She what, rolls off the bed into the floor?
It was the back side of it. So it was just, if you're looking at the bed, that back corner was sunken.
Nice.
So it was her feet like up in the air?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. I didn't see her laying on it with it, but I'm sure that's probably what took place. But she woke me up from a dead sleep and I was like, what? And she just standing there. It was a little freaky. I didn't tell her that.
Wait, like standing like over you, looking down? Oh my gosh, that's the worst.
It was great.
Like it's so scary.
It was scary. It was.
My daughter used to do that all the time. She would come down and she'd be like, Dad, like standing right over you.
Yeah.
Like you wake up and you're like, I'm glad I don't have that reaction like where you punch people when you get scared.
Yeah.
Because I would probably give her a black eye unintentionally. So
yeah, no, it was good.
Kids these days are brave. I feel like back in my day.
Back in my day,
like
when you were a young lad,
waking up your parents.
Shout out, Evan.
Exactly. You know who you are. Like waking up your parents for any reason, even in like a pseudo emergency, was like they're gonna kill me.
I felt the same way.
Yeah.
I was actually
I throwed up.
Yes. Dude, throwing up so bad. Hate that. But yeah, no, I was actually like, I felt good because I was like, man, I remember how intimidated I was to wake up my parents in the middle of the night and she just did it. And I was like, okay, maybe we're doing something right. She felt comfortable enough to do that. I didn't like get mad at her or anything. It was like, okay, let's fix this thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, dude. I've got to do this. We've got to take this moment. This is a segment, right, where we take Jason's microphone stand and lower it and adjust his microphone because I can't see his face.
I can't see your face. I'm like trying to be cool about it, but I'm like,
well, if you put it on the other side, the camera can't see you. So I figured,
if we just
can I
undo it
right
and
here?
lower it,
twist that, move it down,
and not hit Chris's,
and then
somehow.
Look at that.
And then I would
go.
also
I feel
suggest
so much better right now.
undo this one right here.
Or can I just do?
I feel so.
Well,
much
it looks
better
like it's
right
like hitting you like over here. So I was saying like undo this guy and then shoot it that way a little bit. It's gonna droop because.
Yes, this is quality content.
I apologize.
It's all right.
No, man, this is great.
Dude, I have a fight with
It's okay.
these
It's
mic
just brand
stands
new.
every time I'm in
I
here.
know it's
saying-
just brand new. This is just the first time.
I'm like,
using it.
They're very cheap.
Okay, great. Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah. What do you think?
I think that's pretty good. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I can see your eyes, and that's. I mean, you have really nice
Eyes are the
Jason.
windows to the soul.
wow, that was deep.
I read
TJ.
that somewhere.
TJ. Man.
So going back to the whole waking up your parents thing, like, so what happened is they would freak out on me all the time, like, what do you want, right? And so what I would do is instead of saying anything, I would just go and stand next to the bed, right? And not say a word. They would eventually wake up because why would you not? But like, I wouldn't say anything, and it was they would still freak out.
No doubt. You got to say something. You're just standing there.
Breathing.
She was at least like, Sophia, she tapped me and was like, Dad. And I was like, okay.
I'm laying on my head. Could you help?
Yeah. My bed fell apart. I was like, all right.
That's funny. So let's go back. So you said that you've been at First Baptist Daytona for 21 years.
Yep.
And so when you first got there, were you just attended with your family? Like, what did that look like?
No, a friend invited me. Interesting circumstance, but a friend invited me to go to the youth group there when I was in high school. So I was a sophomore, and he was a really cool guy. And I'd been to church. I was actually raised kind of in the Catholic Church, Roman Catholic kind of thing with the Italian family. So I knew about Jesus. I knew about church. I knew about, religion and stuff. Stand up, sit down, eat the donuts. But they had a lot of good donuts. And
wait, is it just donuts after the fact, or is that what they use for like communion?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Before
They definitely don't use them for communion in the Catholic Church.
That's how you roll. There's like donuts afterwards.
I don't think it was Catholic. I think I don't even remember. It might have been like Episcopal or something. But
Jolly donuts too.
St. Mary's over there somewhere. I forget.
Okay.
But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
This was Our Lady of Hope, and there was actually a building that was just like after the Mass, you go to that building for Dunkin' Donuts, man.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Munchkins.
Yeah, but I knew I had kind of an experience there with church. But when that friend, his name's Jeff, he invited me. It was a totally different kind of experience, and that just started the opening of my eyes to the pursuit of Jesus on my life.
That's awesome, man. And so then you also said that you have been on staff as student pastor, youth pastor, whatever we call it, for 10 years now?
Yep.
10 years.
Maybe almost 11, yeah. Something like
now,
that.
I know because we've been friends for a while. We've known each other for a while. And I've asked that question to you. Like a lot of times people think about student ministry as almost like a stepping stone. For you to be in it for 10 years, again, from experience, talking to you, I realized that was never your mentality. So talk to us, share with us kind of like what student ministry, what the draw was. Like, was there a specific call to student ministry? Was it something you served in and you just started doing? Like, walk us down that road.
Yeah. So I actually didn't want to be in student ministry. I was really intimidated by the thought of middle school and high school students. Even adults and stuff like that. So when I was brought on as an intern, I helped serve with the student ministry and college ministry, but it was like playing guitar and just really kind of low key environments. And then I started serving more so in bus ministry, and that's where like things kind of. And I never once did I like pursue a raise, promotion, different position. It was just like I just want to serve Jesus. And I was going to seminary and doing both like seminary extension work and then schooling, or seminary extension work and then serving like part-time as an intern. And did that for like 2 years. Met my wife, and she was there for my ordination in 2005. It's a long time ago. And then, it just kind of all just progressed as the Lord continued to open doors. And for student ministry specifically, I was serving as the children's pastor, bus pastor, and the youth pastor at the time was feeling led out of student ministry. And the lead pastor said, I want you to be praying about jumping into student ministry. And I was like, nah, there's a lot of other guys I could recommend. I had several friends that were phenomenal youth pastors, and they wanted to be there. And I was like, dude, call this guy up. He'd be awesome. Yeah. And the lead pastor at that time, Mark Howell, said, I don't want that guy. I want you. Huh. And I was like, I don't want to do it. Like, these guys just had me for so many years. So many of these students know me, and they're gonna be like, oh man, we got this guy again. I wouldn't want to do that. So my wife and I prayed about it, and we had a lot of students serving in children's ministry with us, doing like worship team stuff, skits and tech and all that. And it was just like, well, we're really comfortable in this thing, and maybe the Lord's calling us out of our comfort. And maybe the Lord can do something bigger than what we can imagine. So why don't we take a boat? But we both prayed and came back together with like, we think we should do this. Yeah. So we stepped into it and absolutely love it. That's so awesome. I don't see this as a stepping stone. I don't desire at all to be a lead pastor, church planner. I love working with students, man.
That's awesome, man.
Yep.
That's cool. That's super cool. And I think that's one of the things that you see in student ministry, that students seek consistency. Being able to have that consistent leader to be able to speak into their life and even pour into like those who help in student ministry and link arms with you to be, youth leaders, student leaders, whatever like that. I just think that says a lot. So today, fellas, our topic is, do walls kill the church? Now, TJ, he's usually creative and he comes up with an actual like funny title.
We are inside.
So feel your creative freedom.
I might just use the question this time.
Okay.
That's pretty solid. Yeah. Like, I wonder what that means kind of title,
Yeah. So, and one of the reasons I felt like, like Jason, you would be a really good like guest to have on this particular episode is because one of the things that you've done in your 10 years of student ministry is had a vision and a heart to be kingdom minded and start Fusion. So most people who are watching this right now, but for those of you, maybe you watched this for the first time, Jason, why don't you explain just a little bit snippet, like what is Fusion?
Yeah.
And kind of the vision behind that.
Yeah. So it was birthed out of the season where we were locked down for COVID back in 2020 and got together.
We were locked down for COVID?
Yeah, man.
Apparently you weren't in California like I was. And that was like a 2-year thing, man. That was nuts.
There's no way I would have wanted to be in California. I still don't want to be in California.
You in West Virginia?
No offense, California people. Huh?
Were you in West Virginia?
Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah, so that's why you didn't know about it.
So true. So true. Like, no fear at all, man. I was just like, you know what? I'll just have my friends that can go deer hunt, get me some meat. We're good. We can live off.
Let's go.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So
COVID.
So COVID. Yeah. So gnarly of a season. All spring break camps were canceled. Summer camps were canceled, and then we started getting a little bit of an opening where you can gather together and
like after 2 weeks, right? Because you live in Florida.
It was several months. It was several months. It was like June or something. They said that, with social distancing, you can't gather like 50 or something like that.
Okay.
So we started doing like worship services outside. We did at First Baptist and people brought their towels and spread apart. We had like flags out, like 16 feet apart or something like that.
Okay.
Just to make sure there was enough parameters. But then just started getting together with some youth pastors, just hanging out, grabbing lunch and whatnot. And one in particular was Rob Hall from Crossroads Church. And we were just talking about, just how much of a bummer it was that we couldn't get together and our students were just struggling in isolation and it'd be great to do something together. We had done other things like summer kickoffs and back to school bashes where we collaborated with other churches, but really not with Crossroads. And so it was really kind of a unique thing that, them as a ministry were like, yeah, let's do something. And so we put forces together and did 5 nights, 5 to 10 p.m., late July, and called it Fusion Nights. Had several meetings and stuff, just collaborating. I think we had about 80 something that ended up coming to that evaluation meeting on the back end. Bunch of student leaders and stuff were like, this was awesome. Can we do it like again? Like, okay, yeah, maybe we plan it for next summer. And like, no, can we do it like next month? And so we're like, how we feel about this and talked about the details and what we require. We did do 2 campuses. So we had like 2 days at First Baptist, 2 days at Crossroads. And then we did the baptisms and the testimonies on the last day at the beach. Not 5 to 10 p.m., but I think we did like 5 to 8 or something like that on the last night of Fusion Nights. And so that next month we tried it and it was like 100 something students came out and more COVID restrictions were lifted. And then we're like, okay, let's do it again next month and next month. And we had it like monthly where we try to do it the 3rd Wednesday night of every month. And then other churches started hearing about it and asking about it. And then I started calling up other churches to find out if they wanted to jump in. And now I think last night we had 400 some odd. Every single Fusion night this year so far has been the biggest. Like we skipped the 300s. We went from like 200 something to 400 something. We even had one that was over 500 this year.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's bananas. And 17 different churches.
17 different churches.
Yeah.
And you started that back in 2020.
Yep.
So just in 4 years, essentially?
Yeah.
It's grown from 80 students meeting together, few churches, and now it's, you said 17?
Yep.
17 churches and over 400, close to 500 students. That's awesome.
Are you still using the same graphic?
Yeah. Actually, no, we did modify it once.
Okay.
Yep.
Because that was one of the better ones I made.
Wait, are you flexing right now?
Oh, I think he is.
You flex, buddy. You
TJ,
flex,
did
sir.
you make the Fusion Night
I
graphic?
do enough self-deprecating to earn a brag every once in a while. But the one I made had like this really cool like animated city with like space, but like cartoon space. It's kind of hard to describe.
You did make that. Yeah. So every Fusion night we have a theme. Like last night was Twin Night, iconic duo.
Nice.
So we had some sweet iconic duos represented last night. We got an Instagram page too. Like it's pretty cool. They showed the video of all the iconic duos that came up to the stage. We won a $40 Chipotle gift card.
Come on, man.
That was pretty solid for
Dude,
the
that'll
twins.
get you like a whole burrito.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Chipotle.
man.
It's just crazy. Anyway.
Yeah, it is going up. Have you tried the brisket, by the way?
Yes.
It's so good.
It is. It is real good. But that's super cool. And so I think, well, let's get some hot takes. So with the question at hand, do walls kill the church? Kind of just a hot take for everybody, like what you feel about. By the way, I'm super proud of myself. I feel like I'm using this in context. I didn't know what that meant until last episode. I asked you guys what a hot take was.
You didn't know what a hot take was until last episode?
No, that's why I asked.
I did not remember that.
Did I not tip you off when I said, "Hey, question, what is a hot take?"
Oh, so when you said that, I thought you meant like that. The take previously mentioned wasn't a hot take. Like that was like what's your idea of a hot
No,
take?
it's. Hey, I'm 42 years old. I need to know what you guys are talking about.
A hot take is like,
Bro, did they not do hot takes at CIY this year?
a spicy opinion.
No.
They did them like the whole time, like almost every day that someone would come up and be like, what's your hot take? Like every like new speaker, like MC, whatever it was, they're like, what's your hot take? And they had to give a hot take. The like most common one was
it's
like
probably old. Like nobody's ever using it now.
Yeah.
It's like hot takes over. Just like no cap or cap. Like that's not cool anymore. We don't say that.
It's like hot take. I don't like Post Malone.
that is a little hot.
Yeah.
It's a little
That is hot.
It's warming up the stove.
So I feel like I feel like this question in particular.
Even though you could be a stunt double. Oh,
Me?
You could get a little tats,
For
man.
Post McCone? Or Post McCone.
Post McConey.
I know exactly
Walter
what you're talking
Malone.
about.
Dude, I loved those memes.
Maybe Jelly Roll. I don't know about Post Malone.
Well, he's a lot thinner now. So,
Oh, man, that's good stuff. So, okay. So do walls kill the church?
Yeah.
To jump in.
Yes.
All right, Chris, explain.
That's good.
Yes, that's my opinion. But
That's the
why?
one word Chris
I don't know
said.
where the hot take is supposed to come into this
Well,
context.
you said it was like, so it's a kind of a spicy like opinion of the topic at hand, right?
Yeah, but I don't think there's like a spicy opinion on this. Like
Are
I
you
think it's
serious?
pretty like straightforward.
Depends on who you're talking to, man.
It could be, but I think like when we're talking about walls kill the church, we're not physically talking about walls, right?
Yes, I'm talking about back in biblical times, Joshua marching around. No. Yes, I'm talking about what you're
Jericho.
talking about.
See, the walls had to come down. The walls had to come down.
And they
What
killed
about
people.
Nehemiah, though? He rebuilt the walls.
Oh,
Come on. There's time for rebuilding, too.
yeah.
I mean, obviously, this could be such a...
That's what makes it great. That's what makes it great.
I've already got two.
So
loaded,
please elaborate, Christopher.
Yeah.
Well, in the context that we're talking about, walls definitely can destroy the church. What was? How did you exactly phrase the question?
Do walls kill the church?
Kill. That's I said destroy. But yeah, walls kill the church in the sense of people get comfortable with where they're at, and so it eliminates the opportunity for new people to get in the same comfort level as they are.
Okay.
And so, like, I noticed that with college ministries where I went to college. So I went to Grand Canyon University, and there's tons of college ministries throughout
Which
the
is
valley.
not in
there.
Grand Canyon, which is so weird to me.
It's like 4 hours from the Grand Canyon.
That's crazy.
So, fun fact. But, there's tons of college ministries in the valley there in Phoenix. And what you would hear from some people that would go to different ones is, oh, they're, they're super cliquey, or I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel at home. But on the flip side, my experience with the church that I attended, with the college ministry, that was really fantastic. Like the first time I went there, I was like, man, like people are so inviting and they're so helpful and kind. So I think it really is make or break in terms of, one, new people like that have never been to church, but also people that are looking for a new church, whether it's going to a new college or moving somewhere new. I think it can be very make or break.
That's good. That's good. TJ, you said you had something spicy.
I do. I got two. In Jason's example, right? It takes the kind of pastor that's not like come to our church and our church only to merge with several other churches, like recognizing that we're all on the same team and not like business rivals, Yeah. Like it takes that kind of brain to put that kind of thing together. So sick. But like,
appreciate it, brother.
Yeah. Kind of like letting the walls of your church down to let others in. Yeah. But the other thing I wanted to mention was, Tomoka has always been super about missions. So taking our church out that way, like knocking the walls down that way, going to different countries. And I will tell you, I went to a church in Jacksonville one time called Celebration Church, and I was like very impressed. Like I got there like mad early, just like full honesty here. I was meeting a girl there.
Okay.
And like,
wait, so you got there mad early, meaning like you were emphasizing that you were super early?
Because
there for 1 second.
I got there mad.
I thought you. I was just mad.
Yes. No. I was sorry. That's northeaster.
Okay.
I got that totally.
I understood what you were saying.
That was hilarious that he said that.
Okay. It was raw. Yeah. No.
Please continue.
I got there hecka early, and I was just walking around and I looked so sus because I was just like, I'm just some guy who clearly has never been there before. Like, and some guy came by and I was like, hey, like I work at the production area of my church back home, and I came here one time a long time ago, and I know that you guys have like a pretty high end production area and all that stuff. So I was wondering if I could just like get a little tour of that stuff so I could take notes and bring it back. And he's showing me.
And by the way, do you know Sally? Because I'm waiting for her. No, I'm sorry.
Sally.
That's the first thing that came to my head.
No, so
He's like, I'm gonna be with no Sally. I'm sorry.
Sally would be like 40.
I don't think I've ever met a Sally in my life, I'm gonna be honest.
I can't. Actually, yeah, I can think of one, and she's older than 40. Anyways,
Production, can I see it?
Huh?
Production, can I see that?
Yeah, he's showing me all these rooms. I'm like, whoa, like the top of the line camera equipment, like a whole like room bigger than this room. I know people watching can only see half of it, but it's way bigger than it looks. Like huge room with like different sets and all this equipment. They show me inside. There's like cameras with like cranes and like
nice.
I mean, lights on stage, video wall, all this stuff. And then I was like, he even shows me the offices, and there's like a full kitchen. Like we got like a sink and a microwave. They have like the whole, like, it looks like a house in the middle of the office. And then every cubicle is like, not just like a gray cubicle, but like fancy, got like little like boho lamps like that everywhere.
Do they have like Voss water in their refrigerator?
Boho, is that the
Boho?
Boho, yeah. Thank you.
Boho chic, man.
But like, I'm just like man, like everything in here just looks so like I want to say expensive. You know what I mean? And then fast forward, we get to the service, and service is over, and then they're up stage announcing some stuff, and they're talking about their annual mission trip, singular, and I'm like, I see what's happening now. I see there's the one mission trip, and then all the money gets funneled right back into the church. Like, but and you know, what I could have come up with is like, man, look at all the nice things that they have. And admittedly, this is what happened like before I had this like whole epiphany, was like, I was like, man, look at all this nice stuff that they have and we don't. And then when I heard that last line, I said, it all came like I had like a Jimmy Neutron like brain blast. Like,
Nice.
I was like, I see. We spend millions a year on mission trips, and they spend millions a year on technology and quality of life. So like, and that's okay. They're that church. And we're this church, and like that's cool. But I would like to think that is us knocking our walls down and bringing the church outward,
being kingdom minded, having a kingdom mindset. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
But there are people that need Celebration Church. There are people that won't go to church unless there's a church like that. So again, it sounds like I'm like you gotta do more missions, but it's really there's a need for that kind of church.
Yeah, for sure. That's good. Jason, man, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's so sad that we do put ourselves in a box. That we, obviously, physically, we love our walls, we love our structure, and we take pride in that as a church. But also, I think, like emotionally and mentally, we unfortunately we like the comfort of our own personal boxes, our own personal walls. And I think what Jesus calls us to is tearing those down to see that the world that he's created was meant to know him. And that means that we got to go, those who know him, to make him known and help other people to see who he is. And by the way we live our lives and how active we are with talking about Jesus. I feel like for so long, even in our student ministry, it was just like, what kind of programs are you doing? And then like, hey, these guys down the street, they've got this program, can we do something that would be like similar to that? Or, why don't you pray about doing something like that? Or this camp, or, it was almost like a comparison and a little bit of a competition mindset. And it just always frustrated me, because when you read the New Testament, it's really clear. And when you see from even the beginning, not to get super awkward, but God's command was to be fruitful and multiply and subdue the earth, right? Fill it. And Tower of Babel, that whole situation was because they just wanted to be comfortable, build their own thing and create a name for themselves. So we, confused the language and sent them abroad, to continue to spread. And so I think that same thing, go into all the world and make disciples of all the nations, teaching them or baptizing them in the name of the Father, Son, and the Spirit, and teaching them to obey all that I've commanded you. That's like no walls. So when it comes to, I feel like the next generation, they want something that's genuine, and it's not just their club, it's not just their clique, although they gravitate to that naturally. I think they find so much more satisfaction in being commissioned. And getting outside of those four walls. And I think it's so healthy, especially like we're talking about Fusion Night, asking some questions about that. I love it so much because we get to celebrate one another. And it's like, we got Methodist churches that look so different than what we look like on a Sunday morning in their gatherings, their dress and their attire. And then, some of the non-denominational churches look a whole lot different than we look, and we've got some that are, a little more on the charismatic side. And I love so much that we get to come together under the name of Jesus. And instead of comparing, we celebrate one another. We collaborate together. And it's such a beautiful picture for the next generation to have a different mindset of the church as not just, I got to find the thing that's going to fit my need, but like I get to be a part of this thing. The hands and feet of Jesus. So I'm not just going to church. That's cliche. That's a statement. It's been around for a long time, but be the church. But we like to say that in the comfort of our own walls. But what are we really doing to show it, to help the next generation to see that? And it's just such a beautiful thing, man. I love it. I love bringing up the other leaders up on the stage and celebrating them. Some that are way better leaders than me and super creative in different ways. And it's just the beauty and the creativity and the diversity in the body of Christ that they get to be exposed to hopefully, grow up and say, yeah, the church isn't just about the building. Man, we could be the church here. Let's work together because we can do more together than we could alone.
Yeah, no, I think that's good. I think it's interesting talking about how the diversity of the church, the ecclesia, the big church, the community, the believers, right? Not the walls, not the individual named churches, but talking about the church and how that diversity on one hand, I believe is created to be one of our biggest strengths.
Yeah, come on.
But it can often be some of the hardest tension
Yeah.
to deal with. And so I believe
It's messy.
Growing up, like it was very much like church is just what you do. Like it's where you go. You say church, we should do that. We should go out, just straight up go to like the Tanger outlet somewhere, just on the street, you know, and start asking people, when I say the word church, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I like
kind
that.
of a word association. And just see what people think. Because for me, when you would say church, it was like, oh, that's what I do on like Wednesday nights, what I do on Sundays. And for most of my life, that was just my mentality. Until I really went to Bible school and really began to study the Bible and realized that, you know, that church that Jesus said that he was going to build upon the rock, which was Peter at that time, like that church was a community of believers. And just to see the beauty of what the book of Acts, how it portrays the early church and kind of what that looked like. I mean, these people, like they met together, they trusted one another.
Yeah.
They had to, because them making a commitment to Jesus wasn't like, oh, somebody's going to call me a goody two shoe. Oh, somebody's going to, you know, like make fun of me because I go to church. It was like their lives were on the line.
Yeah.
And so it's just cool that they found that community together to walk through those things in our lives. And I feel like so many times when we're going through circumstances that are hard, times that are tough, we forget about the community that's around us and we just kind of go internal, whether that's the internal of our four walls, the church that we're in, or whether that's, ourself. But I think it's cool to see that this generation, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, they're very much community minded.
Yeah.
And it's so funny to me because you hear a lot of the opposite that, you know, because of technology, because of all that stuff, like we're distanced. And that's true. You see that. But I do believe that there's this thing that they're seeking that the church most certainly should provide and can provide. And that is community to allow them to have their diversity, but yet point them to Jesus instead of kind of like your four walls of belief. Like, you know, that's how you get into the whole different the segregation of like your denominations and things like that. You know, like, let's just focus on Jesus, right? Yeah. Because if we look to Jesus as our example, if we look to Jesus for those answers, then he's going to guide and direct us more so than say what we've been taught for all these years.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
Another little thing that just popped in my head about the diversity and the messiness of doing ministry that's not just so like inward focused, which is important. Like, you know, empowering people, inspiring people, encouraging people, making disciples, that there needs to be an inward focus, but with a goal that gets them outside.
It's good.
A goal that gets them living it out beyond the scheduled time, you know? So that's, it's everything about you is about him.
Yeah.
You know, that we're Christ-centered in that way.
Yeah. This progression of discipleship.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So within that four walls, your context, wherever your congregation is, your community of believers meet, is like the goal is,
right,
let's connect you to Jesus. In that connection, you begin to grow to a point where you see that the world is bigger than just you.
Come on.
Right?
Yep.
So yeah, that's cool.
Exactly. Because I feel like the four walls mentality would be Bible knowledge, do the study or the studies, and then, serve and be a part of this church, help grow the church with where your, time, talent, treasure kind of stuff. But then when it comes to the people that are outside, your neighbors and whatnot, you're so busy doing the stuff inside the church that you don't really have time to necessarily engage with those that are around you, or school and those kinds of things. Well, I've got a position, I've got responsibility and those kinds of things. And so to free people up, the tearing down those walls would be like, yeah, man, I need to have gospel conversations. And the church more so like empowering and equipping students. Carl and I were on a trip back. I was preaching a conference in North Carolina, student conference. And we were driving back and just so convicted that like these things are great. Like conferences are awesome. And the weekly schedule is great, but it's like, I think we had a couple of students texting us of some issues that were happening. And And it's just, it takes life on life. And I think that's what I love about student ministry so much, is that they're so highly relational, and they desire that. And they're more vulnerable to say, hey, I'm struggling with this, rather than, adults compartmentalizing. And we just, no, I'm not going to let you in on that. Like,
Right.
I don't want you to see my weakness. What?
Right.
And they're like, man, I'm just struggling,
Right.
And so the relational aspect of it, like, we've got to do more than just a good Wednesday night service and small groups on Sunday morning. So we didn't just want to schedule another thing, but we wanted to take a few and empower them to do ministry. So it wasn't just all dependent upon us either.
Yeah.
And that's where we started doing discipleship on Thursday nights and taking them outside of the walls. We do go to Tanger. Would love to do that, by the way.
Yes.
Like
let's
a
do
little
it.
interview. I love
Let's
that
do
stuff.
it.
It's so
Pretty
awkward
sweet.
and uncomfortable,
Oh.
but it's fantastic.
Yeah, because it's real life.
Yes.
Like, and I do believe that, when you just pop up on somebody and start asking them questions, they don't have time to think. So sometimes those answers, could be more thought out.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just, it's raw.
Yes.
I was going to say about you're talking about like kids these days being more open to just be like, hey, I'm struggling.
Yeah.
Does that not go back to the thing we were talking about waking up your parents?
Yes. Right.
Like,
True that.
We want to not do it because we'd be like, Mom, why?
Yeah.
Start screaming.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's I think the church today makes sometimes some churches make the next generation feel that way. Like, I can't speak up.
Yeah.
I can't vocalize this. Another example just happened recently where we had a student, Sharon, who was struggling with same-sex attraction. And some students had known that from another church and got back to me like, hey, why are you allowing somebody on the stage to share that stuff? And I was like, I really didn't know that about that person's story, who goes to a different church, but contacted that church and started kind of trying to feel out like, okay, what is really going on here? And with all of the junk, I mean, the family is under attack. And so parents aren't together, a bunch of isolation and criticism, social media pressure, all that stuff, creating insecurities and self-doubt and obviously some confusion when it comes to their sexual identity, of which then, okay, well, I fit here, or I fit here. People are supporting me here, and people are supporting me here, even though it's like, it's wrong and it's toxic. And she came out of that recognizing through loving leaders at her church and shared her testimony that didn't include that per se, but did include some of the tumultuous things that she'd been through, and then giving all glory to Jesus and like standing up, and never thought that she'd be able to do that, and wasn't even sure she was gonna be alive,
Wow.
Just that kind of stuff that's heavy. And instead of another church just criticizing and like, man, and I actually got the comment, like, if you guys are gonna do that, then I don't know if we could be a part of this. And it just broke my heart so much, because it's like, man,
Yeah.
you don't even know what's happening and the ministry that's been done. And she's left that lifestyle and she's pursuing Jesus and following Jesus. But it's like, man, we got to be more loving, and we've got to be understanding to know that these guys have got layers, brick by brick, that they've built up to try and find a source of comfort when there's so much more freedom, tearing those walls down, and being vulnerable and being loved and being accepted, but then also knowing truth and living your life that's free from just the trap and ensnarement of sin. And so it's just like it can end up being such a beautiful story and a great testimony in several leadership meetings that we've had since then, to encourage other leaders to think differently, that we've got a generation that so desperately needs to know Jesus, and they are coming with all their stuff.
Yeah.
And so whatever was on their social media, on their Instagram, or what they've snapped in the past, like, that doesn't define them. Jesus can define them. And so let's hope for them. Let's advocate for them. Let's love them and lovingly lead them to Jesus, one step at a time.
Yeah, dude, that's good. You were saying something there. We were talking about, obviously, this walls kill the church, but you were talking about how this particular individual found a place where they could allow the walls in their own life to come down.
Yeah.
And how walls, not only within the church context, as far as like, our buildings, our separate denominations, whatever like that, like that a wall that someone has built up because of things that have been said or just how they feel about themselves, whatever, like that, that like walls will kill an individual.
Yeah.
Because it does not allow them to freely share the junk in their life,
Yeah.
or have a place to share the junk in their life, to be able to get it out into the light, so that Jesus can, deal with it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, and you see the New Testament church in Acts that they gathered together daily, right? And they were breaking bread.
There's not many people that I want to hang out with daily.
Right?
I mean, my wife and my daughter are in there, my dog, but anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
It was such a place though. And I love that, just like that sort of attraction of Jesus that sinners wanted to be around him. So you got to just think about the mentality that he had to love people like that, even though he was righteousness personified.
Yeah.
He was perfection in a person, and yet was so loving and so gracious, that God would be like that. That sinners would want to approach him. It's almost like the bed. We're coming back to the, like you don't really want to interrupt your parents because of what they're going to say. But with God, he's like, come to me with all of it.
Yeah.
All your brokenness.
Yeah.
He doesn't want the distance. Jesus died on a cross to dissolve the distance, to tear down the walls and to bring us into relationship, not religious systems. And when it comes to the gospel, it's like you can't have it anything more clearly than what we should be doing and how we should be loving. Because these students, and it will kill the church, because there's people that are outside the church that don't want to come into the church because of feeling like they'll be criticized or judged.
Right.
And then, and what that looks like then is just a club.
Yeah, dude.
And Jesus did not want to create a club. Obviously, he wants like-minded, doctrine, the doctrine being right, theology, correct theology, but all that does lead to let's love other people. And the whole thing with Acts is there was people being added to their number daily that didn't know him, but felt like they could come to these gatherings and hear the gospel truth and repent and believe. And they were baptized. I mean, it was so cool to say, like, and Pentecost, we have this, thousands of people being added, but it's daily. They were adding to the body of believers and meeting in different homes and stuff. And it was because I think that relational, that loving, walls down kind of mentality.
Yeah.
It kind of makes me think of what we taught about yesterday with that Acts 4 passage, and just like how it says there, it's like 32 through 37. Yeah, it's 32 through 37 is the passage, but like it says that the community of believers was like so filled with the grace of God, like they knew what God had done for them, that they were willing to do whatever it took to reach other people. Like they realized their possessions weren't worth anything. They just cared about the community that they were in. And so like I think that's so valuable, but that's good.
Yeah. That's super cool. Man, this is some really good conversation. We may have to make this a two-parter.
Wow.
Little cliffhanger action, man. I love it.
I feel like we're like so on topic this time.
We are very on topic.
Like the last one, we saved the on topicness for this one. Did you watch last week's?
I didn't watch the whole thing.
Oh man, it was
off the rails.
There was no rails.
There was no rails. There wasn't rails to start with. So yeah, we were just freebird.
DoorDashing McNuggets.
Yes.
In the middle of the episode.
In the middle of the episode, I got up to get
Amazing.
chicken McNuggets.
Yep.
No, it was a whole thing.
No, but I'm cool with it. I think one of the goals in doing this podcast really is to talk about things like this that are relevant to students, young adults, whatever like that, but just have a place to be able to speak into what we're dealing with in this world from a biblical perspective.
Yeah.
And do it in a fun way. My goodness. If you can't laugh at yourself, TJ, I can pick that up for you, brother.
Thanks. I dropped my phone.
I love that. I love your heart in that. I think it's so important to have open discussions. So like different churches and different people, different perspectives.
Yeah.
I think it's helpful. We can disagree. It's okay to disagree. I feel like that's a lost art. Like you can disagree with someone, still love them. Mm-hmm. And you can agree on something, find a commonality there and like, man, let's focus on that.
There's so I've got some really good friends of ours that they work at the home office for Classical Conversations, which is a home group.
It's good.
Homeschool curriculum, whole thing. But anyway, one of the things that they do in their curriculum is they teach kids how to have a conversation.
Come on.
So like, they throw out things like define your terms. Like, so when you're having a conversation about something, you're like, define your terms. So like, it teaches them how to have these conversations where maybe you do disagree, but you're able to do it in such a way that you're not, belittling the person that's across from you, that you're not, I don't know, getting upset and angry.
Right.
But you're really just talking through whatever the subject is. I think that's so cool because we've lost the art.
Good.
I mean, it's so easy to hear somebody that is completely opposite to you and just starting like you begin to bash them personally. Like, you're such a loser. Like, really?
Yeah.
Like, is that where we're at? So anyway,
That's every argument on social media.
dude. Well, because I feel like social media is the place to do your opinions and argue. I mean, I feel like it's the perfect platform for that. Isn't that why it was created? I was just joking. No, that's terrible.
Let's have conflict.
Never. If you're going to do that, go to.
I was like, that's a hot take.
face to face. That's biblical. Anyway, so what I did want to do, since we're in a room with people who've been Christians for a while, so there's this fun thing that everybody's doing now that is Chat GPT or a Bible verse, right? And so this one in particular is Chat GPT or Psalm, right? So what we'll do...
I'm going to absolutely embarrass myself here.
So what we're going to do is I'm going to read this passage, and we have to determine whether or not it is either Chat GPT or if it's truly a psalm.
Wow.
Okay. Now,
A lot of Psalms too, man.
keep in mind that this could be like a message translation, right? We don't really know if they're using like King. Well, I do know that they're not using King James, but but it could be a message translation. It could be an amplified. It could be whatever. So keeping that in mind makes it a let difficult.
Absolutely more difficult. Yes.
So here we go. Here's the first one. Let every breath be a prayer of profound gratitude as we navigate the sacred journey of life with reverence. Is this Psalm or Chat GPT?
Can you repeat it?
Yes. Let every breath be a prayer of profound gratitude as we navigate the sacred journey of life with reverence.
That first half, I want to say Psalm. The second half, I want to say
You used too many
AI.
Yeah, I feel like
big words. I think I'm going to say GPT on that one.
So Chris says GPT.
Gotta pick one, don't I? I'll stick with GPT as well.
GPT. Jason?
I was gonna go GPT too, but message translation, bro.
You throw that in there.
That opens up
It does. It
a
changes
broad
things.
spectrum. Holy moly! And it could be. I mean, like, I love the whole like God came into the neighborhood. You know, like,
Yeah. It was like the Gen Z Bible before
Gen Z Bible.
yeah, but I think I'm gonna go GPT. Yep.
It is, in fact, Chat GPT.
Okay.
Ding, ding,
Good work,
ding.
boys. Good
Nice
work.
job. Nice
Nice.
job, fellas. I'm glad I'm reading this because
For
I'm
me,
probably
it was that use of the word navigate.
Yeah, that was one of the words that I was like, and profound, I think, was one of them in there.
Message could have
Yeah.
done that though. They could use
profound gratitude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
profound
rules.
gratitude.
Right.
No rules.
All right, next one. Next one is great is the Lord and most worthy of praise. His greatness no one can fathom.
That's Psalm.
Oh, that
baby.
has to be a psalm.
Psalm.
That's a Psalm. I'm gonna call that one.
It is Psalm.
Okay. I was like,
Psalm 145:3
Let's go.
is all right. Here we go. Oh, this is a good one. Daughter Babylon, doomed to destruction. Happy is the one who repays you according to what you have done to us.
dude, that's a tough one.
Dude.
That is a toughie.
Daughter. Read it one more time.
Daughter Babylon, doomed to destruction. Happy is the one who repays you according to what you have done to us.
I'm saying GPT.
I'm gonna say GPT. That use of the word happy.
Yeah, that's what it was for me too.
Okay, it's interesting.
It was like, it felt very normal besides that one word in
Yeah.
there. Like, if they use joy, I think I might have been
joyous,
joyous, something like that. But I'm going GPT. Yeah.
joyful.
Jason?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got 2 GPTs.
Oh man, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go GPT as well. It's probably a psalm though.
It is a psalm,
Yeah.
folks. It is a Psalm 137:8. Daughter Babylon, I think, would have been kind of what I've been like, well, would GPT use Daughter Babylon? Anyway. All right, next.
I've been
You'd be
having
surprised,
GT
man.
help me with
GPT
a lot
can
of
be-
stuff.
It's nuts.
It was. I asked it to reword a sentence, and I mean, it was just insane. Like how good it was. At, like,
Right.
I put in like a sentence that I found was like a little too aggressive, and I was like, "Can you make this sound less aggressive?" Like, yeah, sure. Here it is, softer, and it was perfect.
One of the things I love about GPT is like you can take your transcripts of your sermon notes and things like that and be like, hey, could you put this in an outline for me? Have you done that yet?
I've not done that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So you type out, your sermon or whatever like that, and you're like, cool, I want this in like a teaching outline. And so you just, copy paste and say, could you put this in a teachable outline?
Wow.
Yeah.
I
Amazing
created like a whole fictional world of race car drivers. Remember?
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
I was designing a shirt that I don't think we're gonna use, but I made like a fake race car, and but obviously I can't use any real drivers or sponsors or anything, so I had to make up all that stuff on like with ChatGPT, and
Dude.
I mean it came out really good.
It's crazy. It's crazy what you can do. All right, here we go. Next one. May we find serenity in the rhythm of surrender, trusting in the benevolent guidance of the cosmic conductor.
Yeah, GPT.
Yeah, it's GPT.
Come on, y'all. I was getting ready to say, like, come on.
No question.
You can't say cosmic conductor, bro. No way.
No way. Yeah, that's GPT all day long. Sing praises to the creator of cycles and seasons. For every ending, a new beginning is born.
It's a little.
Oh, that one's
a little
close.
Could be
fortune
message.
cookie.
Could be message translation.
That's close.
It's a little fortune cookie esque. I feel like.
Fortune cookie-esque.
yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
think?
Could be, but I'm gonna go with
I
GPT.
think it's some crazy translation of a song.
Say it again.
So, sing praises to the creator of cycles and seasons, for in every ending, a new beginning is born.
I'm saying Bible on that one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go GPT.
Jason's GPT, Chris's Bible. TJ?
Bible.
It is GPT.
Dang.
It is GPT. That was a tough one, y'all.
Yeah, it was.
real
That
tough.
was tough.
All right, let's do one more.
That was something that was more like Proverbs, I think.
Yeah.
Because like that's like
the
the
last
seasons part was where I was like kind of stuck on it. Yeah.
Because that's how Christians roll. There's always seasons.
Oh.
There's seasons. I'm just in a season. I'm in a season.
Season of singleness.
I feel like it's
I
appropriate.
see
I like
singleness.
using
Bro,
season.
that's literally every single person in college. They're like, I'm just in a season of singleness, you know.
Season of single. No, you just don't know how.
Ecclesiastes, right?
You don't have people skills.
One of my buddies when I was at school, it was pretty funny. So I think the Instagram account's called like Church Chat or something like that. And they have like a shop, and they have this mug that says Season of Singleness with like praying hands on it. And he's like, dude, that'd be hilarious if you had that in your season of singleness, and then on your wedding day you like smashed it like on a bar mitzvah type thing.
Oh wow,
That'd be sick.
nice.
Hilarious.
Smashing it.
Smashing seasons.
Let's do this. Let the storms of life strengthen our resolve as we stand tall, resilient, and steadfast.
GPT.
Yeah, I'll go song on that one. Pretty
I'll go
confident.
GPT on that.
Let the storms of life strengthen our resolve as we stand tall, resilient, and steadfast.
Yeah, it's definitely not NIV or anything, but
GPT.
Chris is going GPT. I think Jason, you went GPT.
Yes, sir.
TJ, you're the Lone Ranger. You're going Psalm, right?
yeah.
It is Chat GPT.
Dang it, dude! I'm gonna get fired. They're gonna need the possible or something.
This is actually like a pop quiz for your job.
Dude, last one. All right.
Right.
The heavens declare the glory of God. The sky proclaims the work of his hands.
Yes.
Oh, that's got to be a Bible.
That's the Bible. I actually know
Yes,
that.
baby.
I
actually know that one.
19:1.
Yes.
Yep,
Good
119,
job, fellas. Man, those were tough. Some of those were tough. I just think it's interesting that we live in a time where we have this artificial intelligence that can get even close.
Right.
So wild. So, but anyway, I think this has been a really good conversation. Where are we at on time?
Probably pushing like 50 something.
All right.
Sweet.
Cool. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, a lot of fun today.
Yeah, a lot of fun today. Hey, so
Enjoyed
I
it.
don't know if everybody in the room knows this, but we have a birthday boy in the house.
Oh,
We
it's
do.
Chris's birthday.
It is my
Chris's
birthday.
birthday.
Let's go.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, while you guys talk amongst yourself, I've got to go get something real quick.
Okay.
Oh, snap.
Oh no. Oh no.
All right, so
gonna
now we talk about pizza.
Okay. Yes.
What's your ideal pizza?
Man, and I really haven't eaten pizza in a while, but we just went to New York 2 weeks ago, and bro, I forgot the pizza shop, but it was right across from the hotel we were staying, and it was so good,
Nice.
so good. I mean, New York style pizza, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you can get pizza over here, Genovese's, Giuseppe's. They've got some good pizza,
Right.
but bro, New York pizza, it's where it's at.
Yeah, Giuseppe's is good. Have you had Bronx House?
I have not.
Bronx House is pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Bronx House. And then in St. Augustine, there's a place called Pizza Time. So good.
Really?
I'm really concerned about what Randy's about to bring over here.
I know, right? It's making noises.
Lisa's
Yeah.
chuckling,
Well,
giggling.
he just fed it, so
He just found it.
fed it.
He just fed it. I don't know if the mics are picking up on it, but that's some
That
noise,
sounds-
Rocco.
That is some noise.
He rented.
Have yet to make a trip up to New York. I went upstate New York because I went to Cooperstown for baseball when I was like 12,
That's cool.
but never been downtown. I really want to go at Christmas time,
Love the city.
but
Yeah.
see the lights and the tree and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It's cool to visit. I like visiting places, but man, I really like it here too. Every place has got its challenges, you know?
yeah.
But
So
We have hurricanes, you know.
true story.
How'd you do with the hurricane?
Not bad at all, man. We're grateful. We've been
That's
serving
good.
our hearts out though for the last
Really?
week and a half.
nice.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I was super blessed. My girlfriend's family was super blessed. I know we had some high schoolers sign up to help with. I don't know exactly what it was, but it was something with IDES that we do.
Food packing.
No, it wasn't food. It was for like disaster relief stuff.
All right, on.
But
It's helpful.
so yeah, I know there's lots of people that need help. So
What were you gonna say?
Well, it's hard to follow that.
Yeah, it's true. It's a true story.
But I was gonna say, good pizza, hard to find here. Good bagels, impossible to find here.
oh,
except
there
for-
aren't. Yeah,
There's one place that is like acceptable that I've been to.
where.
Bagel Barn. in
Oh,
New
okay.
York.
I like Bagel
Panera,
Barn.
No? Panera's not have.
So what?
I said Panera.
Yeah, Panera, Einstein. Yeah, no thanks.
Bagel Barn's good though.
It's like, have you seen a bagel before? But my girlfriend was, she loves Einstein, and it's like, you have no idea what you're missing. It's like not even close. It's like,
Dude, I went to Bagel Barn on Saturday.
did you really?
Yeah, Friday or Saturday. It was like so Izzy's family lives down in New Smyrna, so
Right.
we've gone there a few times. But dude, that bagel was so amazing because like I was telling her, I'm like, man, I want that bagel when you bite into it, you get those teeth marks into the cream cheese,
Yes,
man.
sir.
That's when you know
These-
you have a good bagel. And dude, that one on Friday or Saturday was pretty fantastic, I will say.
Toasted egg bagel with lox and cream
Oh
cheese.
wow, I have a cake.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Wow.
Happy birthday, dear Christopher.
Yes.
Happy
Oh, look at that.
Oh wow, it's a sparkling one.
sparklers.
Holy
cookie on the cake.
This is awesome.
And you got Chick-fil-A, baby.
Dang, and
Let's
we got
go.
Chick-fil-A.
What a blessing.
All right.
Sick, dude.
Make a weird
Cool.
sparkly ones.
Well, do you blow out the sparklers or you just
I
let
don't
them
know.
sparkle?
I kind of want to let them go a little bit. It's kind of fun to watch.
Let them cook, man. Let them cook.
Yeah, let them cook.
Randy. Randy's
Heating
trying
up
so
that-
There's a
hard.
cookie.
Cookie
There's-
fresh, brother.
There's a cookie right on top of this cake. This is wild. I have to give an audio description for the people that are not watching.
Oh, yes.
Dude, yeah.
So-
Chocolate chips in there.
There's
too, you
chocolate
see,
chips
up
all
in
over the
there.
side.
Dude.
Just wow. This is pretty fantastic. I will say one of the best birthday cakes I
Randy,
think
you
I've ever
outdid
had.
yourself.
He really did.
So for those of you just listening and not watching, you can see tears welling up in his eyes right now.
That's true.
I mean,
Chris is moved.
he is. I mean, I can see. I mean, it's a pretty sweet cake. So.
Right.
Dude,
It is.
I'm curious where you got that cake.
Where did you get the cake?
I made it. I slaved for hours last night, and it was
As
just
you should.
It was, dude, Publix.
Publix
Grab
is
the
the
cookie.
plug,
Publix,
man.
man.
Shopping is a pleasure.
Gotta love a
Publix
good
got
Publix
that-
cake.
Got those bougie cakes. So, but yeah, man.
Nick.
So you are the big
4.
20.
Dang.
Wow.
Oh, to be
Yep,
24
yep, yep.
again.
I'm officially double his age.
Yo.
Dang, TJ made you just. No way, TJ.
Yes,
bro.
sir.
TJ.
Think about
That was a
like
wild
that.
reaction.
Oh, man.
Jason's over there quiet. I think he's older than I am.
Well, yeah, when you said you worked somewhere for 21 years, I was like, dang. Like
That's how old I am.
I thought you
I'm
were
gonna
like
blow these
28.
things out before they go away.
Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, I appreciate it.
There's a little shrapnel right here. Give me.
Oh.
They light back up.
Oh, you gotta love
I didn't know
that.
they did that.
More show.
Okay.
Wow.
Go again.
Nice. Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Hey,
Appreciate
man.
it.
You deserve it, brother.
Set off the smoke
So-
alarms in here now.
He got the emoji balloon.
So with
Wow.
this, wait a second. I heard y'all talking about pizza while I was gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so, being from New York, what is the closest you found locally here in Florida to like the best New York style pizza?
Probably Giuseppe's.
Giuseppe's. Okay. What pizza? Is there a specific pizza you're like, dude, this is New
No,
York?
and really when it comes to pizza for me, like that style, like I can go to Blaze Pizza and load it up and do like a white pizza with artichoke and chicken and spinach and
Yeah, dude.
and mozzarella like that.
This guy's speaking my language.
I love that. That's my style. You know, garlic chunks. I love that.
Okay.
But when it comes to like a New York style pizza, just cheese for me.
Okay.
And I feel like there's a couple of things that they do in New York, like almost like salt the crust a little bit. It's a little on the thinner side.
Okay.
But it's not like a thin crust.
Yeah.
It's just regular.
Yep.
But it's substantial, so it's got a little bit of a crispiness to it, but it's still chewy. You know,
Yeah.
so where you can fold it,
Yeah.
and it's not going to like
Oh,
crack
dude.
in the center.
That's the best.
But then you get in, you hear the crisp
Hallelujah.
crunch of the crust, and then just chewy goodness
Bro,
with
I don't-
real mozzarella cheese. Like it's
I
fantastic.
don't know what everybody's doing
He's
for lunch.
preaching right now.
I don't know what everybody's doing for lunch.
Come on.
Bronx house.
But I feel like a birthday lunch for the birthday boy. Maybe some
So
pizza.
down.
But yeah.
Pizza's good.
Okay.
So I feel like
Giuseppe's.
there's like two almost genres of pizza. You know, you got the New York style, and then you got like your Blaze where you just go
Load it
bananas
up.
on it.
Well, my thing with pizza is like even bad pizza is okay. Like
Yeah, dude.
you know, like
Five-star?
bottom
Like Little
tier
Caesar?
cafeteria pizza.
I'll eat
Little
5 stars
Caesars.
all day.
Yeah, 5-star. Well, 5-star in my opinion is the best bad pizza you can get.
Although cafeteria pizza,
That should be
the
their new
undercooked
advertisement.
square little things.
No,
bro.
cafeteria pizza?
No, still
like
I'm,
the little rectangle guy?
Yeah, no way. I'm not about that life, man.
I'm not
it's
about it
still
either, trust
though.
me.
And I would eat it. Like if
I
someone's like,
really don't like my pizza in squares. Like Panheads, I've been to Panheads. They only do square pizzas there.
like, do you
And-
just like Sicilian?
huh?
Like Sicilian pizza?
that
What's
is-
panheads?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what they do. I don't know. They only do
Like a
square
deep
pizzas
dish.
though.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they take like a big rectangle and they cut it in squares? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
Well, I like
terrible.
Sicilian pizza.
Pizza should only be in
Sicilian pizza
triangles.
Can be really good.
Well, yeah, because
like
then-
legit.
It's I mean, it's like if you're like a corner brownie guy getting the corner slice, dude, with the burnt cheese on the end.
But But that's the thing. So if you cut it in squares, like it's inevitable that there's going to be pieces that do not have crust to it. And like
Correct.
for me, like crust is
Then grab the
pizza.
side.
Yeah, but what if you don't get there?
Some
Yeah.
people
Somebody
hate the
doesn't want
crust.
the crust.
Some people hate the crust. My wife, she
You
like
don't
eat
get
the
a
crust.
Sicilian
I'll eat
pizza
the
for
crust.
yourself.
Yep.
Dude, I like the crust. And so like when you cut it in squares, like I don't like the
Stuffed
pieces
crust.
that are just straight up,
Stuffed crust is good.
you know, pizza. Like I want the crust at the end, man, because that's just
How do you feel about stuffed crust?
I think
It's next level.
it's next level. Yeah. So like I like stuffed crust. But as long as it's just your simple like cheese, mozzarella cheese in the bread. Like if you start getting fancy with it, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because I think like if you try to like do garlic, whatever on top of the crust, it takes away from the pizza. But like that simple mozzarella in a you know regular crust, so good.
I feel like Pizza Hut had it for a while there, and then
They did.
they just,
did.
I don't know what
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
They started doing like that pull apart crust.
Yeah, that was
Do you remember
weird.
that?
Yeah, because
what's
like you
the
could pull
point?
apart the crust on it, but leave the pizza slice, and I'm
Who's
like,
sharing the crust? Though?
I know, right?
Like,
what?
like, why,
easy
does,
there,
why,
pizza
does, why does
man.
one slice
Getting a
need
little
three
too-
like little nuggets on it?
Gone too far.
It's for date night, man.
Yeah.
Date night. Here you go.
With
babe.
3 people? Like it's one slice. Like it's already cut in slices. It's for, that's enough slices.
Dude, we were at Passion Camp one year and stayed at a hotel right there close to the Ocean Center, and we walked down to this pizza place. I don't remember what it's called, but
Naples.
it had good pizza too. Massive pizza, and the crust was fantastic. I feel like that makes the crust is kind of a not just the outer edge, but
Is that a
you know,
really small place?
it is a really small
Yes,
place.
Napoli, Naples, something like that.
I don't know, but it was good pizza.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I've been there once, and I remember not liking it. So maybe it's new owners.
They had some garlic knots too that were just.
So here's a question. There's a big debate that is it tacos or sandwiches? Have you heard
Hot
about
dogs
this?
or sandwiches.
Hot dogs or sandwiches?
All right,
Did you say hot dog?
glad you brought this up.
There's this debate that people are now talking about that they're saying that a hot dog it should be considered or categorized as a sandwich.
Yeah, hot
But-
dogs
but-
have been a
so-
sandwich.
So what you're talking about though?
Wait a second. There's someone sitting in the same room. Please go forward. You've got a thought.
Do it, TJ.
You're glitching right now.
What's happening? Well, I don't
Do
know.
it.
You just kind of know. You
So
just,
he says that hot dog should be a sandwich, right?
no, hot dog is a taco.
No,
What's the
a
matter,
taco
Chris?
is a taco.
Well, a taco is a taco, but okay. So there's this theory. It's
Please.
a theorem.
Please enlighten.
It's the cube rule when it comes to the starch cube. It depends where the starch is in relation to what your food is. Where all food can be classified into a few groups. Now, please hold.
The cube.
I don't understand.
I think
the
I understand what
words
he's saying.
That are coming out
So
of your
if,
mouth.
if
right
it's
now.
like on, I don't know what he's going to call it on the bottom, but if there's only on the bottom, maybe it's a pizza.
It's a pizza.
It's a pizza. Okay.
Yeah. Or
if
a
it's on the
Pop-Tart.
bottom and the top, it's a sandwich. If it's on
Thank you.
3 sides, any 3 sides, it's a taco.
So a sub is a taco.
So when
What
you
is it
fold
when
a
it's on all
pizza-
4?
If you fold a pizza,
Sushi.
is it a taco now?
So a
So
hot
if it's
pocket
like-
is a sushi?
No.
No, Hot Pocket's ravioli.
Bro, what?
Yeah, Hot Pocket's ravioli. If it's just around like that, so like a burrito with where it's not like closed on the ends, that's a sushi.
That's a sushi doesn't have bread.
It has starch, rice.
Rice. True story.
Oh, my word.
So soup with like little croutons in it is a salad.
What?
Wait,
What about
Hold-
cereals? Cereals
Who came up with this?
I don't know.
What psychopath is sitting on a chair at their desk, typing out this absurdities and putting it on the internet, the interweb,
Pizza is toast.
for people like TJ
Pizza
to
is
find?
toast.
Wow.
And then if it's like a cup, like where like only the top is not covered in starch, it's a quiche.
Quiche. I like some quiche.
And then if it's got layers, like if it's got like a starch in the middle,
So like a Big Mac?
Oh, there's a full
Big
diagram.
Mac is a cake.
Wow.
This
If
is
it's got excuse me, no starch at all, like nothing anywhere, that's a salad.
this is absurd.
Yeah.
This is why people need Jesus.
So, and I will say this: my wife she's from Mexico, and I don't think she would qualify a hot dog as a taco.
No,
No,
no, you can't.
No.
And it's not a sandwich.
What
a
is
hot
it?
dog's
No.
a hot dog.
it's a unique, it's its own thing.
It's a hot dog, man.
What is?
I mean, you got bread and you got meat, but it's like
Yeah,
it's
but
just-
it's a hot dog. You're not wrong. But the hot dog falls into a certain category, and that category
hot
is
dog.
taco.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You're offending every Hispanic
I know,
person
right?
that's watching this
I'm just
podcast.
reading-
I love you, TJ.
I'm reading the
But I'm
rules.
disagreeing with you on that
We're
one.
getting Jason's wife on this pod, and we're going to have this discussion.
Look, toast.
And
You're not. That's not what. That's
I'm
not
not
how it
gonna
works,
lie.
DJ. You
Hold
can't
on.
just show him.
I'm not going to lie. When she busts out, like, you
So
know,
pizza is toast. Pizza is a toast.
pizza
It's
is not a toast. Toast
Yes,
is
it
toast.
is.
Toast
Dude,
is
okay.
bread in a toaster.
So
Crispy now.
that's a cup.
It's a tumbler, yeah.
Sure, it's a tumbler, a kind of cup, a kind
Sure.
of dish.
Sure.
So like you see how it's like all three of those things at the same time? So your hot dog, it's a hot dog. But it's a taco.
So you're saying it's 3 in 1? Could we use Could we use this as an example of the Holy Trinity?
We
Is that
could.
what you're saying?
Exactly. So,
Oh my
so
goodness.
toast. Look, toast can be either pizza,
No.
nigiri sushi, which is like rice on the bottom and
Yeah.
then like
Yeah, dude.
something on top. So that's toast.
Do it, Chris.
And then a slice of pumpkin pie. Now, here's where it
looks
gets
soft.
complex. Here's where it gets complex. Depending on the state of the pie, right? So like if you have pumpkin pie, right, where it's like starch on the bottom and on the sides,
I like
and
pumpkin
then
pie.
like open on the top, that's a quiche. But once you take a slice of pie out, it turns into toast because now it's not on the side.
No, this is so.
Now, if you have an apple pie that's covered on the top with like the little laces, right? When it's not sliced, that is a ravioli.
That's crazy. I'm sorry if you've made it this far in the podcast. You've got to comment
Or a calzone.
your thoughts. Is a hot dog a sandwich? And is a hot dog? You're saying it's a taco?
A taco is what he's saying.
A hot dog is a taco.
Hot dog is a taco.
What's wrong?
I want to know
Yeah, I want
everybody's
to hear
opinion
your
on this.
what's your counter argument?
My counter argument?
Yes, aside from it's a hot dog.
That's all you need.
That's not all you need.
That's all
You
you
need facts. If this is how you argue, is just by emotions.
Facts. You want facts?
Yes,
Since I was born, there has been a hot dog bun,
that is an emotion. Well, that's fine.
right?
Yes.
A hot dog bun.
Great,
It's not called a taco bun. It's
Great.
a hot dog bun.
great,
Right?
sure.
So why else would you name
There's a
it?
difference between a tortilla and a bun, though.
Yes, but that gets categorized. Like yes, it's a
By
hot.
who?
You have a
I
hot
need
dog.
to know who
you have
categorized
you have a
this.
hot dog wiener in a hot dog bun,
Yes.
and that makes it a hot dog.
Correct.
Yes.
Hot dog now belongs to a larger subclass of taco. Along with along with tacos, gyros, like public subs.
Here's what I need to understand.
It's covered on three sides by starch.
Who came up with this?
This guy.
It hasn't been since the beginning of time.
I don't know.
One guy. Yeah, we're gonna dismiss him.
For the purpose of the argument, I'll tell you what. I subscribe to this. This is truth.
This is
So here, it even has examples, right? Like, what? Here's some things that are a sandwich.
okay.
Quesadilla.
Oh no.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Toast stacked up in three.
Uh-huh.
So it's a bread sandwich with bread in the middle.
I think he's just overgeneralizing these
Victoria
things.
sponge cake, where it's cut like that. you see?
Yeah.
So here's taco. Three things that are tacos: hot dogs, sub sandwiches, and a slice of pie, where it's like,
Sub sandwiches.
Sub sandwiches is a taco
are
too?
Is a taco?
yeah. How many
Why
times?
is it-
I've said that at least twice in this podcast.
Well, it's so
That sub sandwich
absurd.
was a taco?
It's
Yes.
so absurd that I haven't paid attention.
Huh?
It literally has sandwich in it.
Yeah,
know,
but,
right?
but,
So-
but again,
But
It
apparently
contradicts
you can't use
itself.
that.
Well, no,
because
I-
you can't use
I
a hot
didn't-
dog.
I didn't
because it's
say
just a hot dog.
I did not say you can't use it. I said it is a sub sandwich, but a sub sandwich falls into the category of taco. A hot dog is a hot dog, but a hot dog falls into the category.
That's all,
of
folks.
taco.
We get ready to square
I am.
off. We get ready to square
Sushi.
off.
Here we got falafel wrap. That's a sushi. We got pigs in a blanket.
Oh my goodness.
Pigs in a blanket.